The rest period is here. Oh my gosh. When you're fighting in KVK, for these types of KVKs that they're pioneering this event to where they're doing a rest period, where if you play for 16 hours, you have to take an 8-hour rest period. Well, this is the video that's going to help you because it is extremely cumbersome for guys and gals who play this game at a pretty hardcore level. I'll go through exactly what I did yesterday as our past 7 open in this big KVK that we're in at 606, and we'll go through the things I can do to be effective or at least be valuable for my kingdom when I've got to go into rest period. So stick around while we go through all of this with the dreaded rest mode.
Rallies lit up, marching right from the zone to the zone. I stay in control. Man of the people, all heart, no roll, no script, no throne, just rhythm and fire. Built for the push, never gonna tire. You feel that burn, and you already know we're locked in deep. This is Chatsky mode. This is Chatsky mode.
Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chatsky, and I do these videos pretty much every day. And I stream a ton. And if you enjoy this video or any of the guides that I put out or the nuances of the game that I like to break through and go through and break down and kind of help you guys with your account, please throw a like on here. Consider subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and be a part of the legion of people I have created in the community that we put together. Over 60,000. Also, you can hit that bell for any alerts or anything that you want to see. This is the message you get. And I wanted to go through this because you guys know my kind of thoughts on this. And listen, I get the benefits and I understand those. And I also get the cons here. Basically, I also get the liabilities with this. This is the message you get when you've been online in War Frenzy for 14 hours of a 24-hour period. It's an accumulation. That's first and foremost what we have to understand. You can go into, you can not be in Frenzy for an hour or two during the day, but if you're fighting all day, eventually you're going to get this little message right here. And I got it last night, probably around, for me, 11:50 or midnight, somewhere around there. And well, actually it's about 11:45. And so just to be completely honest, we opened up our past 7. Now let me show you this a little bit and let me show you kind of how this thing works here. When we are in this game and we are playing it, and let me see, I'll take this down. This is our zone 6 that we're in. Past 7 opened yesterday, okay? It opened yesterday at 9:30 a.m. for me. All right, so playing the game from 9:30 a.m. till midnight or 2 a.m. is pretty common for any pass opening or zone opening for me. That's just the way it is. And so for those of us who play this game pretty hardcore, you're gonna have to deal with this rest mode situation. It is really, really difficult. And from there, you gotta try to figure out what works for you, and you gotta try to figure out if it is gonna be something that you can overcome, or you can still help your kingdom when you're in rest period. So last night I got the warning, and the warning said basically you've been online for too long. In about 2 hours, it finally gave you a timer. That's the one thing that you have to understand, is that we need some sort of timer. And because we're all playing yesterday and none of us knew kind of what our frenzy timer was, and we were just kind of waiting, and everybody started to get this particular notification that popped up. And when it popped up, we were all like, okay, now we got to figure out who's online, who can rally, who can do different things. It is a nightmare headache for leadership when you're fighting in these big KVKs where it's just nonstop. We're fighting a 1v3. And so being able to do this in that situation is really, really important for the value of what you bring your kingdom, how you can be effective without it. So with that, after this thing fires off, okay, you know you've only got 2 hours. And so about, for me, 11:30, 1 a.m., or I'm sorry, 1:30 or 2 a.m., that's when I finally got this message right here. Boom. Due to the prolonged period of continuous combat, your character has entered rest mode. While in rest mode, you won't be able to activate War Frenzy. However, you can still do things like attack barbs, gather resources, and join rallies. You will automatically exit rest mode at the end of the cooldown. So boom, I get the 8-hour cooldown. No matter what's happened in the last 24 hours, I got to sit here for 8 hours, okay? So at that point, like anybody else that's up that late, it's like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. But what people don't understand is that if you play this game at a pretty high level, I go to bed about 2 a.m., and I sleep for about 4.5 to 5 hours because, hey, we're in KVK, and you just go. You go with lack of sleep, and you go. Well, I get up this morning at about, 6:45 in the morning, 7 a.m., and I get on, and I realize I've still got 3 more hours of this left. So what this basically has done is that it has prohibited me from playing the game until about 10:30 in the morning. So how it hinders a player like me is that there's at least a couple hours here in the morning that I would have been able to get on and play. And so from there, with this rest period, I'm just chilling. I can't do anything. I'm not going to be able to stream this morning unless people want to see me just hang out in rest mode. Now, there are some things that you can do, but this is kind of the issue. Now, I understand why they put it in the game to mitigate the piloting situation and what goes on. Some of these accounts that run 24 hours a day all the time, and I'm fine with that. That's I understand that aspect of it. Of course, this is a pioneer situation, but I told you guys, for players like me and a lot of people, like, listen, you get all righteous and you tell us that, hey, you guys are playing the game too much. Go touch grass. Go take a nap or something. Well, when you play this game and you load up your preparation for war for 60 days or 3 months, and you're ready to go fight, and you've set up your schedule, you've set up your work schedule to be available and be online, then this is going to be something you have to deal with, because typically players like me or anybody that's played in competitive KVKs, you know this. All of you know this. It's been going on for years. You stay up and you play the game at a high level for a very, very long time. And from that standpoint, it's definitely something you got to deal with and work through. And so from that standpoint, I can join rallies. I can join garrisons, okay? And the only other option I have right now is to literally take my Attila, put Achilles behind him, and this is what I got to go do. Like, I literally got to go to the pass and let him hit me. That's the only way I can, like, effectively play the game and go get kill points and try to wear down the enemy. And so from that standpoint, there are some things you can do, obviously, with that. Now, you can work with your kingdom. And a player like me that's got a ton of power, okay, any player like me that's got a ton of power, I can still stuff flags, right? I can still join flags. As long as I'm not getting in frenzy, I can always go into a flag or a fort over here. I can reinforce it, and I can even garrison these things, okay? So it lets me do that. So you do have some things that you can do. Now, when it comes to the game and what you're trying to get done, like a player like me, I'm just going to run my Attila out here, and I'm going to let this Arthur hit me. I hope a couple more people hit me. And yep, there we go. Okay, this is perfect for me. So then what this is going to allow me to do is say, okay, I'm going to let you guys just come out here and hit me. I'm going to play with Attila, and I'm going to play with Achilles, and I'm going to kick back so much freaking damage, and maybe this helps. Now, if this is a murder ball fight, it's really easy for me to run my Attila into the ball and die, but in a situation like this is what I have to go do. Now, fortunately for me is that I've got cracked gear on my Attila, and I've got the arch formation stuff on my Attila, so I'm just going to run this thing down. I'm going to run it down and let these guys kill me. And then when I come over here and look, I see that I'm actually trading positive. So that's like the only thing I can do right now when it comes to fighting, is come out and just let these guys just wail on me and hit me and try to kill me. And so from that standpoint, there's not much I can do in the field fighting side of things, but there are still some things I can do, obviously to garrison structure, obviously to fill structure. So it's just a new way that we're all going to have to learn how to play. Because even if you do take breaks or you do sleep overnight, generally you get on the next morning and you go fight. But I woke up this morning, I still had this bad boy going. And so it's fine. I'll be able to do a couple things here at the office. It's forcing me not to play really in any kind of big capacity of fighting. But again, this video is about, hey, some of the things that you can do. You got to work with your leadership, make sure your rallies are available. You can still join rallies. And I think that's just for barb forts. I don't think I can really join any rally for, I'll see if it would even let me do this. I think it would be. No, this is, I could join the flag, obviously, and I could fill those. So you can join flags, you can join rallies, you can do all that, but at the same time, you can't really go fight with your account. So is it good or bad? I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. It's just something we're trying to adjust to, but that gives you the real nuances. After 14 hours, you're going to get this message, okay? Then the clock timer is going to go, and you got to kind of keep track in your head. Now, one thing I will say that Lilith needs to do is give us some sort of clock somewhere, because nobody really knows in their previous 24 hours where they're at with their war frenzy. And you get this notice, and so from there, if there's no clock or anything that we see, you just got to kind of guess. And then you have 2 more hours, and then once you hit the 2 hours, boom, you've got this. You immediately go to rest mode, and then you got to figure it out. So all pretty simple, all works out pretty well. I think there's pros and cons to it. But at the same time, those of you who play this game at a very competitive level and you play this game for more than 16 hours in a day, when you're going into these rare fights that we get, comparable to, honestly, and that's the thing that people have to understand. Like people will be like, you need to stop playing the game so much. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to tell anybody to stop playing the game. When you literally do off season for 3 months and you get into a KVK, and your Diplo is scuffed, and you don't even get any fights, and then you go into off-season again, and then you get into a KVK again. You haven't fought in 4 months, and you finally get a past 7, you're amped up and ready to go. You want to spend your speed-ups. You want to spend your resources. You want to go do all those things and go fight as long as you want, but this rest period does kind of change some things. And so you have to just understand how this works. And so, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, throw a like on here. Give it a thumbs up. Just wanted to go through kind of the nuances of this and how it worked, because now we're starting to see it really affect a big KVK that's very competitive. And of course, there's good things with it and there's bad things with it. And you just got to take it all in, see if the developers enjoy this, see if they really see a benefit to this for accounts and all those things, and see if it mitigates the piloting situation that we're worried about. But it does affect those of us regular players who love to play this game and play it at a high level. And so I'll have to wait to stream until I can actually get my War Frenzy back. So I'm not streaming just me running Attila out there. Anyways, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, throw a like on here if you enjoyed it. And with that, we will see you soon, broskies.
I don't chase trends, I ride what hits. Old war code and my cavalry kicks. Still roll strong with the Tiller's name. That ghost rides hard in the modern game. Call me Cap Simp, I don't flinch. Built by grit, don't need a clinch. What wins stays, I test and go. If it breaks the line, then